So how do you feel when people misunderstand Islam?
Where we say anything religious should not be charged because it's a taboo.
How does it feel like being the finalist of Super Speaker? So what do you think of being a good public speaker? What are the tips you would like to give to be a good public speaker? Hello, welcome to yet another episode of the Sagar Sangam show. Today we have a very powerful guest with us. Having known her for some time, every time she speaks, she mesmerizes. She is a finalist of the Super Speaker Season 2 and the only Muslim woman from Chennai to represent the religion on a such platform. What's special about her that she's studying and teaching Quran since 2008. The best part of it, she still introduces herself as a student of Quran. She calls herself as a Quranic guidance coach and helps women to lead a life on principles of Quran and Sunnah. So without further ado, let's welcome Arjumand Abdullah. Yes, welcome Arjumand to our show. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Sagar, and thank you so much for those beautiful words. I'm truly humbled, and it's very kind and generous of you for those kind words. I'm doing very well today. I'm actually traveling, but I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for taking this special time for this special interview. And I'm looking forward to this particular interview since long time, from maybe 5-6 months. So let's get started. So before we get into the conversation, please let our viewers know about you, because many of people, they don't know about you. So just let us introduce and also share how it all got started, this journey. What inspired you to start this journey, please?
Okay, so my journey started a very long time ago when, I was a very young kid. And when I was a young girl, I was always ambitious. I always used to aspire to be the best version of myself. And, in the process, I always used to look for ways in which I could be the best version of myself, whether it was a student, whether it was a daughter, whether it was, all the roles that I played in life, whether it was, in competitions, in school, we have sports competitions and debate competitions and all those kind of competitions. I'd always want to be a winner. And I gave it my best. I did not always be a winner, but I always gave it my best shot, and I tried, I gave it my 100%. And as as I took on more roles and responsibilities in life, in terms of becoming a wife and then becoming a mother, all those kind of things, that stayed with me, and then finally I realized that when COVID struck, and we were in a situation where we were all struggling to find that balance, and we were all kind of thrown off. The norm suddenly overnight turned upside down. So suddenly now what was normal earlier has now become, we've been thrown in a situation where we are all forced to readapt and to change our situation literally overnight. And that's exactly what happened with me. I struggled, and I went, just like everyone went online looking for solutions, because the online world had suddenly opened up, because offline we were completely shut down, right?
Yes.
And so I went online looking for solutions, and everywhere I went looking online for solutions, I always came back to the Quran. I always came back to my book. And the reason I can say this is, like you rightly said, I've been studying and teaching the
Yes.
Quran since, 2004. And I said, oh my God, this is already given there. And in the middle of pandemic is when I started this whole story. This whole story started for me because of my struggle, because of trying to find the solution to my struggles, and then being able to help other people do the same is when I started my community. And you can see it behind me. This is my community. It's called Your Sister in Islam, where basically I empower Muslim women to help them lead their lives according to the principles of the Quran and Sunnah. And 100% from the principles of Quran and Sunnah, because the Quran is the ultimate guidebook that is given to us by our Creator. And He is the one who has created us. And by default, all the solutions to our problems lie in His guidebook, in His manual. So why do we need to look anywhere else?
Amazing. Even I heard about the moment what captivated that attention is what is that one moment that actually made you decide to start learning and teaching Quran? So what is that epiphany moment that you can say?
Yes, it was actually a very defining moment in my life, and it happened in 2001. So in 2001, I was newly married, and my husband and me, we moved to New York for my further education. And just barely a month later, I found myself right in the middle of 9/11. Right in the middle of 9/11, just barely a month. And we were in New York. So I found myself right in the middle of 9/11. And that was the defining moment. And I'll tell you why. The words, the kind of atrocities the Muslims were facing after that. They were calling us jihadis, they were calling us extremists, they were calling us life takers, they were calling us all these kind of words that were hurting me, because I knew that is not my religion. I knew that is not my religion. My religion does not promote extremism, does not promote terrorism. It does not even promote suicide. In fact, taking our own life in our religion is not allowed. Okay. And then media is throwing these, throwing these words at us and accusing us of things that I know my religion does not endorse. But unfortunately, when in fact, I went into cover. I had to actually hide my identity to be safe at that point of time. But then when when I was asked to kind of explain my religion and defend my religion, I couldn't. And the reason I couldn't do that is because I didn't know it myself. Yes, the ritualistic practices were there, no doubt. The ritualistic practices were there, but I didn't know my religion. So when a couple of years later, when we moved back, that's when I said, no, I need to be able to build myself up. Like I said, it connects to being the best version of myself, right?
Correct.
I need to, if I need to be able to talk about my religion, if I need to be able to tell people about my religion, I need to know it first, right?
Yes.
I need to know it first. So that's when I embarked on my journey. In 2004, I started by studying the Quran first, in a detailed study of the Quran. And the reason, like I said, I studied with the Quran is because that's the guidebook sent by the Creator. That's got the solution. That's got the everything. So it's got about religion. It's got about everything. So I said, that's my starting point. And that's when I started my journey. And by 2008, I was already teaching it as well. So yes, that's why I do what I do, because I was in a situation like that. And I would never want anybody else to be in a situation where they are at a loss for words to defend their own religion. It should be something they should be proud of. It should be something they should, not be afraid of. They should not be scared of practicing their religion. So that's the space that I come from. And that was the defining moment in my life where I started doing what I do.
Thank you, Arjumand, for sharing such a powerful journey and story. And when it comes to I would like to know, what is jihadi as per Quran? Because many people don't know about that. They misunderstand that. So how do you feel when people misunderstand Islam?
Yes, and I'm so glad you asked me that question, Sagar, because when this question was asked to me, about 20 years ago, I was not equipped to answer that. And Alhamdulillah, today, after 22 years, I think I'm in a position where I can answer that question. And I'm really glad that you gave me this opportunity today to answer that. So jihad actually means nothing but exerting effort. Okay, because now I've studied the Arabic language, so I know that the root of the word jihad comes from nothing but exerting effort. Any resources or anything you can do to achieve a task or accomplish a task is called jihad. It's as simple as that. Jihad has nothing to do with killing or taking lives or anything like that. Any striving we do could be jihad. For example, if you are putting all your strengths and efforts in your business, to develop your business, to make a business, is jihad. It could be as, the struggle that a mother goes through to raise her kids. That could also be jihad. It's just that struggle, that process that we go through. So jihad is not about taking lives and killing people or nothing like that. So here I want to, make it clear that this is, even the Quran, when Quran talks about jihad, it's about the striving, it's about the effort, it's about the exertion and the strength. So anything that we do, taking effort, coming out of our comfort zones, taking that effort, and, it could be for our work, it could be for our house, it could be our families, anything, it doesn't matter. That's as simple as jihad. And the reward for it is also just as thing. So jihad has, it doesn't mean that you have to go to a war front and fight a war. And yes, that is also part of jihad. It is one aspect of it. Giving your life for the sake of your religion. But earlier, the companions of the Prophet used to do it in the form of war. They used to go for war, and they used to, that at that point used to be known as jihad. But today we don't have that concept. So in our day and age, this is what we call jihad, the striving, the struggling for the sake of religion. That's it. So what I do today also, where I'm striving to get the message across to people and to tell as many people as I can, is also considered jihad. It's something I'm striving, it's something I'm struggling for, to get the message across. So it's just as simple as that. So this is the misconception with the word jihad that has been going around. And again, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity here today to clarify that. Really.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Arjumand, how important is it for people to understand Quran irrespective of religion?
So yes, I'm glad you asked me that, Sagar, because Alhamdulillah, in the last couple of years that we've been doing trainings, in fact, I've had the opportunity to give the Quran to a lot of people. You know, because they've asked me about it because of what I do, and people have come to know about what I do. A lot of them have asked me. So in fact, I've given a lot of non-Muslims the Quran this time, you know, and I give them the English translation of it. So, something which is very easy to understand. It's not got complicated language or anything like that. So yes, it is important for everybody to understand the Quran regardless of religion for 3 reasons. One, it's got a lot of lessons from history that we can learn from. Okay, as an individual, like as man, or as a community as well. Okay, number 2, it's got a lot of lessons which we can learn. A lot of lessons we can learn from past people, and a lot of lessons that we can learn to improve our spirituality. Not only our spirituality, I would say life lessons.
Living life. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Just life lessons. It's like you know, a gold mine. I would say it's like a gold mine.
The manual of life.
Yes, the manual of life. And the third thing is because it not only says that, you know, ye karo, ye nahi karo, do this, do that. It also says, you know, the way to do it, how to do it. And that is what our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has shown us. Like, for example, in the Quran, it tells us pray, but it doesn't say how we need to pray. So that is why we need to follow the practices of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that we know how to pray. So, you know, these things, so it's very practical, and it's got a whole lot of wisdom, and it has the solution to every problem. I sincerely believe that it's got the solution to every problem that man may have, either individually or in a community wise or society wise or even the world.
Thank you for sharing. Now, friend, you are into your coaching and teaching. So why only women? Because this can apply to men also.
Very good question. And I'll tell you why women. And see, I'm not a very big fan of women empowerment, in the sense that, yes, women have their place in society, but I believe that women have a very special, very individualistic place in society. Okay, and I'm not talking about equality with men or anything, because I don't believe in that. Okay, but when I say women empowerment, I mean that they have a very special space in society. And what I mean by that is, see, if you think about a family, who is the center of the family?
Woman.
Right? The mother. As you are a kid, it's the mother. Then later, when you get married and all, becomes the wife, and all those kind of things, right? And then the wife has children, all those kind of things. So the center is a mother. Basically a woman, right? In any role that she may play, whether it's a doctor, mother, wife, sister, whatever it is. The center is a woman. If you can change this center, what will be the effect?
The surrounding will change.
Exactly. The family will change. Right? You change, you transform, you have only one point of contact. You change this, you transform this, the family transforms. The family transforms, the community transforms. The community transforms, the society transforms. And the society transforms, the world.
World transforms. Wow.
So that's why women. Okay? That's why women, because if we can bring that transformation here, we have because we are nurturing in nature. As women, we are nurturing in nature. So we will think about the family, we will think about the society, we will think about everybody else. Okay? And we will bring about, and that ripple effect is what starts from here. So that's why only women.
Thank you for sharing. That's like one short answer. Amazing. So now, as a marketer, I would like to ask this question. We as a marketer, we market certain ways. So when it comes to your marketing, that is a very specific, very niche oriented. So how do you market yourself? What are the channels you would like to share more about? How to market your message or reach your target audience? Yeah.
Sure. So it was a little difficult for me in the beginning, I have to admit, because it was a very niche audience. And to be honest, I didn't know how to reach them. So I started. By first telling friends and family. So word of mouth, referral. That's what I started with. Not referral per se, but word of mouth.
Word of
Basically,
mouth,
that's what
yes.
That's how I started. Because word of mouth, I feel, spreads very fast amongst us women.
Mhm.
I think we have that
Yes.
capability. So I started with that. And first, like I said, my first starting point was me. When I was able to see that, I can do this with me, then I started out with friends and family. Then when my friends and family realized the potential of it, I made it into, then that's when I systemized the whole process. I made a model out of it. I went online, I studied online, I joined SIDS community to learn how to, develop that whole online system.
System.
Yeah, the online system, because I was very sure that I wanted to do it from home. I did not want to leave the comfort of my house and go out anywhere. I was very sure I wanted to do it from home, and that's why SIDS model really appealed to me. So then I built it by word of mouth, and then I started step by step following SIDS system to systemize the whole thing. So now, after about a year almost, a little over a year, now I have a funnel in place. I have a system in place. I'm doing Facebook ads.
Wow.
I'm investing in Facebook ads. I have a funnel in place. I have, that whole email nurturing thing. I have a WhatsApp nurturing channel as well. And I add a lot of value in the sense that now we had Ramzan, right? So I had put out a 30-day, just before Ramzan, I had put out a 6-week challenge. During Ramzan, I had put out a 30-day challenge where I, on WhatsApp, basically, nothing very fancy, but, just where I was adding value and helping people learn duas, with the exact how to recite them, what is the meaning, and how to practically imbibe it, implement it in our daily lives in those 30 days. So I found people responded really well to that. Alhamdulillah. So it's still a lot of trial and error. I'm still not there yet. I'm still finding my way. But after a lot of struggle, my funnel and all, alhamdulillah, is actually in place now. So I'm quite happy with that. And I do regular webinars. I do a webinar a week to reach out to people and to invite them to the community. Yeah.
So definitely in webinar, you must be selling that. So what do you sell on?
Yes.
What exactly you sell?
Okay. So what I sell in the webinar is basically my coaching package. There are two things. There are two levels that I have right now at the moment. The first level is a level 1 basic level, which is a combination of courses and group coaching, a one-to-many group coaching model. And basically, the essence of the courses is to enhance the foundational principles of our religion, to enhance those because that's where we are lacking. Okay, and the other thing is then, of course, a lot of combination of courses and coaching, one-to-many coaching with me. And the other level that I have available right now is a customized coaching by me, which is like a 3-month plan, which I offer for anyone who wants to approach me for any specific problem and they want my input for it. Then I have customized 3 months plan, and if anybody is willing, they can reach out to me for a clarity call as well. I'll help them, guide them on whatever needs to be done.
Have you faced any challenges whenever you offering and asking money? Because when it comes to this type of thing, I've seen a lot of people coming to me, Sagar, whenever I sell this thing, maybe specifically like 2 days before, somebody asking me, okay, they are teaching the principle of Gita, like how they can change their life to students. So somebody like mentioned that, okay, this should not be sold in the markets. So how have you gone through like this type of messages or people telling you?
Yes,
That...
in fact, a webinar I did last month, somebody came in for the webinar and without understanding, I mean, they came in halfway through and without understanding the concept, they're like, she's selling the deen. And I'm like, excuse me. And in fact, to be honest with you, this is something I myself struggled with as well. It was a struggle I had to overcome myself because, we are brought up in an environment
Yes.
where we say anything religious should not be charged because it's a taboo.
Yes, yes.
It's a big taboo where, it's religious and it's for, for spirituality and all. How can you charge it? My question is, don't they charge for yoga? Don't they charge for meditation and how to teach you meditation and all that? All that is nothing but spirituality.
Yes.
But coming back to the point that, yes, I had to struggle with it myself. I had to overcome my own, little voice in the head, which said, how it's religious, how can it be free? I mean, how can I charge for it? But then how I overcame the problem, if I may share.
Yeah, please.
Is, what I'm charging for is for my effort and guidance and coaching. So what I do is when I invite people for the webinar also, and I give away a lot of bonuses in terms of learning and teaching the Quran. Not teaching, learning about the Quran, whether it's the Arabic language or it's how to read the Quran. I give away those as bonuses as free, which is not what I charge for. And alhamdulillah, the teaching also that I do, which I've been doing for the past so many years, I don't charge for it. It's like my way of giving back to society and my community, and it's for the sake of my Lord. So I don't actually charge for it. So what I do charge for is the system which I have designed, which is a result of my trial and error on myself and other people, those close to me, and developing that system. What I charge for is the accountability, the access that you have to me, and the accountability that you get as part of the community.
Wow.
So I had to get over that thing myself. And now, alhamdulillah, I'm at a stage where I'm so pakka at it that if anybody comes and tells me also, why are you charging? It's not supposed to be charged as religious. I said, no, I'm very clear. This is what I'm charging for.
You're not charging for the information. You're not charging for the knowledge.
Exactly.
You're charging for the effort. Yeah.
Yes, I'm charging for the effort. I'm charging for my time because alhamdulillah, I have that knowledge. So I'm charging for that time. I'm charging for the skill. I'm charging for the effort that I've put in to develop that system. It's as simple as that.
Like this is also bulb-on moment for me. Like how you actually present that.
Yeah. So I had to actually overcome that mindset for myself first. Before I went in, before I was equipped enough to go and talk to people and make it clear. So I had to have it clear in my head. Now that I have it clear in my head, anybody who comes to me with that, I can very clearly tell them, I said, look, this is this and this is this. You want to be a part of this, please go ahead. You're more than welcome. You want to be a part of this, you have to pay this much.
So you offer two packages? You offer two packages?
No, not two packages. The terms I'm saying, if you want to learn to read the Quran and if you want to learn to understand it, then this is what I do as a pro bono teaching, which I've been doing for all these years. But if you want a system in place, if you want to see a transformation and change in your life, and you want to practicalize the principles that you learn here and make it a part of your daily life, this is what you need to pay me for. So that's the thing.
Amazing. Yeah, that's a very good. Yeah. So when it comes to like you are teaching Quran, like you must be going to other Quran teachers. So how unique is your teaching? So what is your value propositions in the market?
So I'm part of this group which is called the WQTC, where we are a group of women who teach the word for word translation of the Quran. So that's the uniqueness. Mm-hmm. It's something, see, Arabic is a foreign language for us, right? It's not something that we learn in school here or anything like that. So it's a very foreign language for us. So when we read the Quran in Arabic, we don't understand it. It's not like reading English or English novel or anything, It's like we don't understand it. Earlier we used to read it just for the sake of reading it because we were supposed to read it. Okay. But when you come to these classes, we teach you a technique where as you are reading it in the Arabic language, you are able to understand it in a very simplified way, without being very technical, without going into the depth of the Arabic language, which I have studied now. But, without going into the depth, you can actually understand it as you're reading in Arabic. So while a lot of us read it with translation, of course, you need the translation as well to support it. But the feeling of now listening to it when it's being recited, either in the masjid, or during Ramadan, when it's being recited, the feeling of understanding it as it's being recited in Arabic, and recognizing that, oh, this is talking about this, or this is the story of this prophet, or, just being able to identify it. I would say it's a different high altogether. It's just a different level. It gives you a connection with your creator to such a level where you're like, oh, I can actually understand what Allah is trying to say to me in this. And then once you reach that level, it goes to a level where this is the practical information that I need. This is the principle that I need to use to imbibe in my life, to put into practice to solve this problem of mine. That's the next level. So coming back to your question, yes, so this is this is what I strive to do. Where a lot of women, yes, you rightly said, everything is available. YouTube courses are
knowledge
available.
Is free, yeah. Everyone.
Yes, and everything is available for free. But the ability to be able to, how we stand out is we help you understand it as you're reading it. And what I do is the next level where I say, okay, now coming to the community, I'll help you practicalize it. So a lot of this is available free. The understanding and reading is available free anywhere. Lots of free places are, teaching it and doing it. That's not the thing. Where the uniqueness lies in the fact, okay, now a lot of other women read it and understand it. But in my experience of teaching for so many years, I've realized that now we need to practicalize it and implement it in our daily. पढ़ के क्या करेंगे?
So to implement in
Put it,
personal life.
exactly. Unless you implement it, like we can read so many self-help books, but unless you take the principles and implement it, it's not going to bring
Use
about the
difference.
change. Exactly. So that's the thing: reading it and then implementing it,
it.
and then seeing the transformation. That's the uniqueness. That's where the power lies. That's where the strength lies. That's the true use of the guidebook that God has given.
Would you like to share any such transformation that you have seen in your community, in your students' journey that actually that push you to do what you do?
Yes, alhamdulillah, lots. In fact, I'll start with mine first.
Yes.
Which so it helped me gain perspective. And what I mean by that is, I was always, I wanted this way, it should be done that way. I was always a very kind of, ये क्यों इस तरीके से नहीं हो रहा? I had a very big problem accepting the fact that this is how it is. Okay? And at times it would hurt me. It would hurt me very badly. And, it was like just as good as, banging your head against a brick wall. The only person that ends up getting hurt is you, right?
Yes.
So my ability to accept situations for what they are, to hand it over saying, no, there is a creator who's taking care of it. And to accept it that however the situation turns out, good or bad, success or failure, is ultimately due to his wisdom. And my job is to just put in the effort, like you said, to strive, to do the jihad, to put in the effort. So my job is to put in the effort. The result of the situation is not in my hands, And
you can control. That's something.
Yes, and Allah says in the Quran, I appreciate your effort. Effort is what is appreciated. It is said, the effort is what is appreciated. So if he's appreciating my effort, I know the result is not in my hands, it is in his hands. Okay. I've got the peace of mind that I've done my best. I've given it my 100% as per the capacities he has given me. So that's the transformation I have. And that's what that's what I guess people can relate to, or that's what people see. When people see, they say, I'm a powerful speaker or an impactful speaker or an inspiring, because that's the space I come from. That's that space that I come from, where I connect to my creator and say, okay, this is now what I need to do. So that is the transformation and the change that it has brought. And am I perfect? No. Am I required to be? No, I'm not created perfect. It's still an ongoing, ongoing journey. Absolutely. It's an ongoing journey, and it's a process, and it will be till the day I die.
Yes.
And that's the biggest lesson we all need to learn. It's like nobody's perfect. So why are we expecting each other to be anyways? And yes, a lot of people were experiencing anxiety issues and depression. All these after COVID, these terms that have been used very commonly. Now all this is, people are saying now we have that peace of mind. Even the practice of, the practice of gratitude that all of us learn is embedded it's said in the Quran. It just says that if you are grateful, I will give you more. And gratitude practice now is, about maybe 50, 100 years old, with this self-transformational industry that has come up.
Personal development interest.
But the Quran was revealed 1444 years ago.
Oh.
And we've been told about gratitude in that. So a lot of people are now coming back. So a lot of people are saying, oh, okay, now we have more peace of mind. We have more sense of calmness. We have more contentment. We're more accepting of situations. We're more open to, however the situation turns out. We're less in control, because we realize that the control is there.
Yes.
So yes, these are some of the ways in which. Yes.
So there is give us any story of the Quran like that emphasize more about how you can balance both your spiritual life and the materialistic life.
So when we are asked, see, there is another misconception, regarding spirituality and religion, where religion is not always about leaving the worldly life. Like we see a lot of monks, we see a lot of, people who go on, like they say sannyas, no? They go into the Himalayan mountains.
Correct.
and they devote themselves to spirituality, right? And then there are the other extreme, which says that, no, we're not going to worry about spirituality at all, and we're going to live, we are going to earn our money here, we're going to live here, we're going to die here. That concept is there, right? So Islam is a balance of both. So Islam, when they say Islam, Islam is literally a way of life, how to live your life. It's about submitting to the Creator. So how to live your life, that's Islam, and the guidebook is the Quran. So Islam never says कि दुनिया को छोड़ दो और सिर्फ दीन की तरफ जाओ. That only focus on your spirituality or religiosity and leave the world. No. But it doesn't endorse the other way around as well. It doesn't say कि सिर्फ दुनिया को देखो और दीन को छोड़. Right? In fact, there's a very beautiful dua where we ask Allah that, oh Allah, give us the good in this world and in the hereafter too. You see, so it's a part of our DNA, so to speak, that we cannot go to this extreme or that extreme. Like, we spoke about extremism earlier also, where jihad was about extremism and terrorism. It's not there. It's not there in our religion at all. Islam says, yes, look after your deen and dunya as well. Right? Look after this world and look after the religion as well. Yeah, it's a combination of both. And when we ask, like I mentioned, the dua that we ask also, we ask for both. So Allah has never said that, remember only me and forget the world. But He doesn't say, remember only the world and forget me either. So He always says, put both hand in hand. And He said, you want to live life? Live a good life, no problem. But live it according to my principles. This is where this comes in. I've given you my principles in the Quran. I've given you my Sunnah. I've sent you a prophet to guide you. Use those principles and live your best life. No harm in that. Live your best life where you can get the benefit in this world and in the hereafter too. So it's a double reward.
Thank you so much, Juman, for sharing this. Such a deep knowledge. Yeah, I'm also learning about a lot of things. And now coming towards your journey about Super Speakers, how does it feel like being the finalist of Super Speaker?
It was amazing. It was amazing. In fact, I'd like to share with you that the first season, I had applied in the first season as well, but I didn't make the cut. So
I'm planning to, I think I procrastinated 2 times, and I'm not good enough. I think this time I'll not miss.
No, please don't miss the opportunity, and I'm here to help you. So if you need any help, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy.
Sure. I'll contact, yes.
So yes, the first time for the first season, I enrolled. I sent my video. I didn't even get through the first level. The first cut, okay. This time I said, let me try again. So I tried again this time, and I said, okay, fine, let's see if I can better myself, if I can improve myself. So a year later, I tried again. And this time I got into the top 1,000.
Top 1,000.
Yeah. So top 1,000. So then I said, okay, kuch to hai. So I said, okay, let me just
go with the flow.
It was just about getting out of my comfort zone, and I failed the first time, so I wanted to try again. It was nothing more than that. Okay. So I went, I gave, and then I went to Super 1,000, and I'm like, okay, from like 2 lakh people. So I'm like taking out my calculator and calculating a percentage. Okay. I said, out of 2 lakh, if I made it to 1,000, it's like itna percentage. It's like some 0.25% or something. Okay.
Yes.
So I said, okay, chalo, theek hai, alhamdulillah, abhi yahan tak aa gaye. Again, that principle of, I tried, I put in my effort, and the result was there, right? The result came from there. Then I said, okay, then I went, there was a series of challenges. I did all the series of challenges. In fact, 2 challenges I did while I was here last year.
Oh.
So, I did all those challenges wherever in the world I was. And I submitted each one with my best effort of what I could do. And slowly, फिर वो 1,000 से 250 आया. अब जब 250 आया, सर अब कुछ तो है. ठीक है, अब now it's time to take it seriously. Till then I was like, हाँ ठीक है, challenge करते जाएंगे, देखते जाएंगे क्या होता है. It was like, a cool thing. It's something I wanted to try. But then when that 250 came, I said, now it's time to get serious. Okay, so then I put in my best effort, and I actually got a professional video done, which I think you've seen, right?
Yes.
I got a professional video done with, I called a choreographer.
One of the best out of all these things. There's something like captivated the attention, and you did really awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I called a cinematographer friend, and they came home and we did the whole thing, and and that's when I realized that is what gave me the opportunity to get my message out there. This message that I'm trying to promote, that is what. So that last challenge was key. Like, how has your life impacted the world? And we were given our, so how has your life impacted the world? And that's when I had to reflect and think. And that's when actually, the dots connected. And by dots connected, I mean, that 9/11 situation that I was in, and then my study of the Quran, and then the COVID hit, and then how I was able to come out of that situation and then help others do the same. So, that's when that was the defining moment for me, like you asked, right? That bulb on. I'm like, oh, this is the reason why this has happened. And that is what actually got me to that point. And that's how I made that video, because I came from that space of, oh, my dots have now connected. Up until then, it hadn't. Right? So that's how the dots connected. And I'm like, wow. Even I was just as blown away. And that's how I made that video.
So why was it really important for you to participate, and what did the change happen in your life? The biggest shift where you can feel?
Number one, people now know my message, which I wouldn't, because there was a whole series of voting, right? So I
Yes.
approached people for voting, which I hadn't talked to in years. So that helped get the message across. And then it's about realizing my own potential to be able to use the power of words to inspire people. You know, when I started hearing these words like powerful and inspirational and impact, and, you know, when you talk, we listen kind of, you know, when I started getting this feedback, I realized that kuch to hai.
Kuch to hai. Yes.
Kuch to hai. Because I'm getting the same kind of feedback from everybody. It's not, you know, it's not, they're saying powerful hai, inspiring hai, impactful hai, hum sunte hain, jab aap baat karte ho, hum sunte hain. So I'm getting this feedback, you know, from everywhere. And I'm like, okay, now how do I use this power and potential that I have? How do I use this for the greater good? And that's when I started using this power for my being. And actually, in hindsight, I was able to hone this power, like I said, because I had been a teacher. I am a teacher. I've been a teacher of the Quran for since 2008, so almost 15 years ho gaye. ठीक है ना? So I've been teaching and I've been talking this way, not realizing the power. And then when I actually came out, when I actually came out with it in the open, people could see that. You know, and I didn't even realize I had that potential till I did this challenge. I pushed myself out of the comfort zone. I did this challenge, and I got to a level where I said, like you said, the first Muslim woman to be on that platform, to talk about the deen on that platform. That's when I realized that kuch to hai.
So when you started the Super Speaker 1, what was the intention? To improve your skill, or maybe you wanted to put out the message? What was the intention?
Super Speaker 1?
Yes.
No, it was just something that excited me. It was nothing, it was koi aisa wo kuch intention nahi tha. Okay, this sounds exciting, let's just do it. And
then you mentioned, like, when you actually crossed the 1,000 mark, that's how you realized now I need to work on my message.
Yeah, that was in Super Speaker Season 2.
Season 2, yeah.
Season 1 mein jab maine apply kiya tha, it was just that, you know, oh, let's just do this, it sounds fun and interesting.
Now coming towards, like, because this is something like many people might have that aspiration to be part of the Super Speaker journey. So I think, like, you speak, whenever you speak, it actually captivate the attention and you have that energy. Okay. So what do you think being a good public speaker? What are the tips you would like to give to be a good public speaker?
Tip number 1, be authentic. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Be authentic, be genuine, be confident in who you are. Okay? Be authentic. Number 2, be sincere. Be sincere, as in be honest, be sincere. Come from a space where people will be able to connect with you, people will be able to resonate with you. Here is where the power of storytelling comes in as well. And number 3, the most important one, is talk from the heart. क्योंकि जो दिल से बात निकलती है, वो दिल तक जाके पहुंचती है. Whatever you speak from your heart, whatever you speak from your experience, whatever you speak from your life lessons, if you speak from the heart genuinely, it will reach the heart. It will reach the heart. So these are the 3 things. These are the tools that I've used.
Amazing. Now,
so, and even if I may share.
Yeah, please.
Even if, even till the last minute, when I was making my final video that got circulated everywhere, when I made my final video also, till the last minute, till the very last minute of, even while I was filming it, karu, nahi karu, because I was talking about the religion, right? And in some aspects, in some areas, in some parts, it's a taboo thing to talk about openly, right? So till the last minute, that little voice in my head was karu, nahi karu. But then I decided to go with, see, this is who I am. This is what I do. I do it with dedication. I do it with sincerity. So what am I afraid of? अगर करना है तो पूरी तरीके से करो. And if If people accept you for that, well and good. If they don't, at least I know if it is, if it is invalidated for any reason. I had that fear. I had that fear that shayad accept nahi karenge. Because it was going to a panel of judges also who were judging it from all over the world, right? They're like, shayad accept nahi karenge, shayad religious basis pe hai, to nikal denge ya invalidate kar denge ya jo bhi hai. I had those doubts in my head. But then I said, koi baat nahi. Agar karte bhi hai na, if they do that also, it's fine by me. You know why? Because I was honest and true to myself. This is who I am, this is what I do, and I was honest and true to myself. And if it is not acceptable by society, it's fine by me. But at least I knew I gave it that shot. So that's the space I came on. So that is the chance I took. That's the risk I had to take. And that's the call I had to take. I said, last minute tak main bol rahi na, last minute tak I had that thing. Finally, I said, no, you know what, I'm just going to do it. At least, even if it is invalidated for any reason, at least I know I was true to myself. And I'm happy.
You're authentic and you listen to your heart.
Yes.
That is
absolutely. And that's the key. Speak from the heart, listen to your heart, be true to yourself, be authentic, be sincere. And do it with a good intention, like you said. Do it with the right intention. It's bound to,
It can see, we all can see in your face that whenever you speak, whenever every word that you speak, that actually has that message behind it. So also would love to know, like, I think this the video that you created, it was around the top 100 people that you, is it something, or 1,000 people? And then
250 to qualify for the top 10. The video that I created was from 250 to qualify for the top 10. Yes.
So what was the energy like in that room? Like, is there competition over helping each other or something like what? I just wanted to know that when these people reach in the top place, what does the energy look like?
So it was actually very surprising. Because when we met for the finals, that's the first time we all met.
Oh.
Okay. Well, most of us, I had met one or two before because they were part of the community, but most of them I met for the first time. And you won't believe, I went there with a sense of skepticism, with the, pata nahi kaisa hoga, ye log kaise honge and all that. But believe me, the warmth, the camaraderie that we shared when we met, it was not like, I'm going to beat you and you're going to beat me and what are you saying and what am I going to say? It was not like that. It was just, we're holding the space for each other. Kabhi kisi ka blooper ho gaya, kabhi kisi ka blunder ho gaya, unhone stage mein jaake blunder kiya. So when they're coming backstage, we're like, it's fine, don't worry about it. We'll make up in the next round, we'll do something. It was not like, you screwed up and I'm not. It's not like that, okay? So it was amazing. The energy was absolutely, it was absolutely phenomenal, I'd say. वो लगता ही नहीं था कि हम competition में हैं. I'm like, just go do your best and come back. That's it. Best कर दिया ना, 100% दे देना, ठीक. अब जो होगा होगा, सो होगा, देखा जाएगा.
And so the best part, all like, the best part is whenever like I see if somebody is winning, it's not something it feels jealous about.
No,
they are also very happy about it. Okay, so good. Their best friend wins.
Yes. Absolutely. So we were there supporting each other. Like when I made a blunder, also people and went backstage, and I was like, literally, I'm like, I'm gone. It's done. Finished. It's over. But they're like, no, don't worry. So they were all supportive and helpful. And it was not, like we see in those competitions, कि ऐसा हो रहा है and backstage में ये हो रहा है and they're doing this. It was nothing like that. We were all busy rehearsing our parts. And the thing was, we actually saw it as a final thing when we saw it also when it got aired.
Great.
So, it was just awesome. It was something like I've never experienced before. And we still hold that, we still are in that space. We help each other out, or we say, अच्छा ये talk कैसा था, अच्छा ये वाला कैसा था, अच्छा मैंने ये किया तो ये कैसा था, how can I improve, how can I do this, what do you think was good, what do you think? So we still hold that space for each other. And I think that's the biggest gift that we got from that process.
Amazing. Sort of like lifelong family.
Yes, absolutely. No matter where in the world we are or what we're doing, or somebody's traveling or somebody this, we've always stayed connected. In fact, we're having a summit tomorrow.
Oh, yes. I think 14th or something, there is a super speaker launch.
Yes, that's the launch summit happening. So we're all coming back together.
Amazing, yeah. And like, what would you like to give the tips who are approaching towards Super Speaker 3? Even I'm also part of that. So what is your tips, how they can approach?
Like I said, go with the right intention.
Yes.
Get your intention right. Go with the right intention. Be sincere. Be authentic. Don't be ashamed of who you are. have good storytelling skills, have episodes you can share. It requires a lot of introspection. Sometimes it will require to go inside you in a space which is not very comfortable. Sometimes you will have to go and dig deep down to come out with the actual purpose and authenticity.
The best
Yes.
version of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So it will have its up and down. Some challenges will be easy, some challenges will not be so easy. You'll have to delve deep inside, and it won't always be comfortable, or you may not be happy with what you find also. So, but the challenge is to keep going. Whatever it is, to keep going, and like I said, be authentic, be sincere, and come from the heart, speak from the heart. And it'll have its good days, bad days, it'll have its up and down, and we are here for you.
Amazing. Thank you, Arjumand, for sharing that how we should approach for Super Speaker 3. Last thing, what is that one biggest learning or the message that you live by every single day you wanted to share with our viewers?
The one big message, yes, it comes from the Quran.
Please share.
And that is seek strength with patience and prayer. And that is essentially translated into normal words, is a term that I've coined, which is called PEP. So PEP is basically prayer, seek strength with patience and prayer, right? So pray, put in your effort, which is E, and P, be patient. So
Amazing.
seek strength with patience and prayer. So in between prayer and patience come your effort. So pray, start with a prayer, put in your effort, your best 100% effort, and then exercise patience after that.
Wow. Big life lessons.
So that is one of the practical implementations of what I do. I've taken this principle from the Quran, which says, seek strength with patience and prayer. And that's how I've made it into a kind of a formula which we can imbibe in our daily life. And that's what I do.
Wow. Thank you so much, Arjumand. How people can follow you? You have any social media? This where
Yes.
people can follow you. So you are active or sharing your valuable lessons, so people can learn from you also.
Yes, I will be happy to share my links with you. I can
Sure.
you can post it below the video.
I'll put it in the description. Please check out in the
Yes,
description of this video.
I'll share with you my website, my social media links as well, and I'd be where I put out content, and I'd be more than happy, to add value to people. And if anybody is interested in a clarity call, also they can get in touch with me. So I'll send you the links.
Sure. Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving out this precious time and sharing lots of valuable insights about your life, about your business, everything. Thank you so much. Really grateful for you.
It's my pleasure, and thank you for giving me this opportunity, for thinking of me, and for inviting me to your show. I'm really honored to be here.
Thank you.
So thank you.
And audience, those who are watching, you can also share in the comment box what is your biggest lesson that you learned from this interview. I would love to see your comments and reply back to you. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.